Jeep Cherokee. With its four-wheel drive off-road capability and first-of-its-class unibody construction, it blurred the lines between car and truck like never seen before. Some would go so far as to say it crossed over two genres of vehicle. Yes, many now consider the XJ Cherokee to be the father of the crossover SUV. Or is it the daddy?
Daddy.
Don't be fooled by such a misleading label, though. With solid front and rear axles, command track selectable 4-high and low transfer case, and over 7 inches of ground clearance as standard, it offered legitimate off-road potential. Potential that was often squandered by the likes of Brittany or Jared, who just needed a Jeep to get to school. You know, in case it snows or like there's a rock slide or something in the way. You wouldn't want them to miss class or get made fun of, do you? Come on, buy your kid a Jeep. You're ruining their life. Gosh, I hate you. You never give me anything I want. Ugh! As you may have noticed, this Cherokee has taken quite the departure from its showroom condition after all these years. Though it was in fact owned by a high schooler, his intentions were far more ambitious than those of Brittany or Jared. With off-roading goals front of mind, this Jeep had to look the part. A custom front bumper was fabricated and equipped with a state-of-the-art Harbor Freight winch. But that's more to rescue stranded Broncos or Land Cruisers. Surely this rig would never get stuck. The roof rack was also made from scratch. A hodgepodge of 1/4-inch steel plate, 3/4-inch Schedule 40 pipe, and of course a Harbor Freight basket to top it off. Good for carrying spare wheels, extra fuel, stolen bikes, or any other things that Jeep owners need. But not all time was spent modifying the exterior of this car. A good portion was also spent fixing it. Being a Detroit vehicle originally, naturally rust had eaten away some panels. The rear quarter panels saw the worst of it. Both have been patched and painted. This front fender was also replaced and painted to match after the truck was in an accident some years ago, and a 3D printed sport badge was made to finish off the look. Someday the owner says he might get the entire vehicle resprayed, but for now it wears the battle scars of a well-traveled off-roader. Faded paint and scratches give it a distinct texture that signals to the pampered 4x4s of the world what it really means to bear the name Jeep. One thing the XJ improved over 4x4s of yore was interior livability. To say it's luxurious would be hyperbole, but compared to the utilitarian cockpits of its competition in the mid-'80s when it debuted, it was considerably more civilized, refined even. After all, it was the suburban Denver dad they were aiming for, not Chumley from Chattanooga. Comfort and convenience outshined its rivals with plush seats and powered features like central locking and windows, which on this car have broken numerous times. The power locks currently don't work, and the driver's window regulator has failed 3 times in the last 7 years. Records even show the first time this regulator was replaced was after just 22,000 miles. Now, creature comforts like these naturally require additional wiring harnesses that increase complexity and opportunities for gremlins to wreak havoc. In this case, the wire loom connecting the rear hatch to the body chafed and frayed over time, creating intermittent electrical issues. Everything from speakers cutting in and out, lights flickering, and other accessory malfunctions. But these ghostly antics were exorcised by simply splicing in new wires. No holy water necessary. The gauge cluster also experienced random electrical faults due to a connector vibrating loose. But it was nothing a strategically placed business card shimmed into place couldn't solve. Sometimes resourcefulness is the best avenue for fixing older vehicle interiors. In fact, these seats and much of the trim were scavenged from a low-mileage donor vehicle. There might be a few tears on the cushion bolster, but I was told the original seats looked far worse, as if a bear had mistaken them for a mate. Ripped, stained, and so sticky.
Daddy.
Four liters of fury. At 190 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque, This AMC-developed straight six has since become a legendary power plant of automotive lore. And no, not AMC like the movie theater company. That's American Motors Corporation for any Gen Z watching. Yes, the long-defunct automaker never quite usurped the Big Three competition before dissolving into obscurity. But this engine was perhaps their greatest lasting legacy, of which they made 5 million units. And for good reason. It's dead nuts reliable. After nearly 230,000 miles, this 4-liter has had no major repairs or rebuilds, with standard maintenance making up the bulk of its service history. Though this one has had a habit of eating through throttle position sensors. It's been replaced 5 times under current ownership. The engine also had a nagging tendency to overheat from time to time. The entire cooling system was replaced piece by piece in an effort to fix the issue, but to no avail. It wasn't until the fan clutch relay was replaced when the Jeep's pesky fever finally broke. Sometimes it's the simplest solutions that are most often overlooked. It's okay, just palm smack your forehead and move on. Other notable drivetrain repairs include replacing the exhaust manifold, rear main seal, and oil pan gasket, though chasing oil leaks tends to be a never-ending game of cat and mouse. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, you're probably itching to know all the off-road suspension mods this build has. Don't worry, I'll get you your fix, you little crackhead. But first, you better subscribe to my channel, and the owner of this car's channel linked below. Much obliged, stranger. So what we have here is a 4.5-inch Rubicon Express lift kit, 33x10 General Grabber all-terrain tires, beefed up V8 Grand Cherokee tie rod ends, sway bar disconnects, and slip yoke eliminator feeding into a lunchbox locker. Sounds like something I had in elementary school. And now I'm hungry for lunch. Alright, let's wrap this up. Overall, given the XJ's reputation and this shining example is proof, it has certainly solidified its standing as a reliable 4x4 on par with that of its Japanese counterparts. But what do you think? Could the Cherokee give a 4Runner a run for its money in terms of reliability? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next mile.